Yeah, it's just when, again, like you're 25 to 26 years old and, you're one of like the first people hired at this company. So it's like, you're being like one of the good things the leadership on our team emphasized was just, hey, we're going to throw you into the fire. You're going to learn regardless. So it's like okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It builds thick skin. It builds character. So, you're on class Monday night, and the next morning you have a call with like, I don't know, the executive of X, Y, and Z company. And what I learned is that, when we're interning or when we're like junior level people, we always like put these executives people in high pedestals, like, oh my God, he makes X amount of money, he has this title. And then what I learned is like, part of my language, like, who gives a shit? Like, just like talking to them like normal people. Like, these guys have their families at night, they do the same things we do afterwards at work. So me being thrown to that fire, just like kind of getting it, like the gibbers, the whatever, the fear of it out of the way early was really productive. Because like now, like 5, 6 years later, you just hop on a call with anyone and just spew whatever you need to spew. If you need to make a demand for something, you make a demand for something. If you need to change or say no to things, you have no problem saying that. Like, and for me
Hmm.
personally, me saying no was one of my hardest things to get over. Just like if I need to disagree with someone, I was like scared of that. But that's something like, again, when you're in the beginning stages, you get that all the way, you're thrown to the fire, you make your mistakes, and yeah, you just don't make those mistakes twice.
I want to ask you more about that because I think working with some of these bigger brands, I know you said that like they're all just people like us, which is so real and so true. But you're working with these athletes who have a lot of open doors and opportunities, and then you're working with these brands that get make a lot of big deals. When you're working between those, and you kind of mentioned a little bit like it was hard to say no. Like, how do you kind of act as a go-between or create partnerships that are beneficial for everyone? And is there any tips that you can offer people who are maybe trying to like merge, either companies or brands or public figures together to make something that's really great, or a partnership that works really well for everyone? Just even like setting up some, like, I know your work is in support of these athletes, which is awesome, but like, how do you make sure that like everyone gets what they need and what they want out of a relationship?
Yeah, so it goes back to relationship building. So it's me having to know my clients like the back of my, like, I have to know them like I know my brother, my mom, dad just as much. So it's knowing them, knowing their tendencies, what they like, what they don't like. So when I'm going to on these calls, Zoom meetings, whatever, it's I know exactly I'm speaking on their behalf, so I can say it with confidence. And confidence is the first thing that opens the door for anyone. And it goes to making relationships with those brands or partners that you want to eventually do something with in the future. So what I learned, the best thing that has worked with me is when I reach out to someone, I hope more often than not, I'm not looking for anything. I'm like, hey, let's just connect. We know where you work, where I work, we know what we have going on, but I feel weird just going at it, like just saying like, hey, let's network or let's talk about this. I'm like, let's have coffee. Let's have an introductory Zoom. Let's just, shoot the shit for a couple of minutes and then we'll get into what we want to do. And some of the best relationships I've made in this business that people who are now friends of mine are the ones that I started out that way, where it's, we know how this industry is, we know how this business is. So like when we get to like just talk and just, we make fun of ourselves, we make fun of like the world around us. And through there, you build the relationships, and then you get one project done, and then let's say Super Bowl is coming up in Las Vegas, and they need to do something. They need an athlete, they need a person. Who they're going to hit up? The guy who's really friendly with them. They know it's easy to work with. That will always give you their 100%, or some stranger they've never met. So you build that relationship through the years.